Winning cures everything. Now for your hosts, Gary and Chris.
Welcome in. Winning cures everything. It's Wednesday, October 28th. I'm Gary.
And I'm Chris.
And we got some NFL to discuss. Of course, we are going to hit on baseball now that it is all over with. It felt like there wasn't a lot to talk about during the World Series. Is that weird?
Okay.
It didn't feel like there was anything big. I don't know what it was. It was weird. I enjoyed watching.
Because they had two asshole teams.
Maybe that was it. It just
nobody likes these teams.
It felt weird. It felt like there wasn't anything worth discussing, which is kind of crazy. But either way, we'll get into it. Of course, do yourself a favor. Go over to winningcureseverything.com. That's where all of our picks, previews, podcasts, videos, social media platforms, etc. are located. You can find everything over there, including where you need to follow us, etc. Make sure you are subscribed. Birdie jumps in. Hello, Gary and Chris. Hey, we got our first chatter in the stream here. It's good to see. So, yes, winningcureseverything.com is the website. We'll also tell you, go over to sbrpicks.com/NCAAF. That is our college football content over at sportsbookreview.com. Make sure you are subscribed to their YouTube channel. We go live on Tuesday afternoons at 6:30 p.m. Eastern and on Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern time with the closing line show. And we also have our Monday opening lines video where we kind of give you our initial impressions, etc. So make sure that you go and check out all the SBR stuff. We are setting new records over there every single day, and you guys are a big part of that. And we appreciate you for doing it. Birdie said, supporting the wife beater today. Gary, was she getting out of line? No, I've been in and out of the house. It's raining, and I just said, you know what, screw it. I'm just rolling with it. So it is what it is. So I was trying to be comfortable today. That's all it is. No big deal. Wife has been upstairs working all day. So, so let me go ahead and tell you guys about the podcast. We do 2 podcast exclusives every single week, along with these shows that you see here on the live stream. Very simple stuff. It's 5 podcasts a week. Our podcast numbers this month are through the freaking roof. It is like almost 2 times what our record has been. And you guys have been sharing it out, telling everybody you know about it, and we appreciate that, and we ask that you continue to do that. So if you're listening on the podcast and you are not yet subscribed, or if you're on YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, or Facebook, etc., wherever you're catching the show, and you have not yet subscribed, go over and knock it out. Leave us some nice reviews over on Apple. That helps get us out in front of even more people. The podcast side of things is where we really want to get things bumping, of course. And you guys have helped out with that a lot. I mean, this has been our biggest month to date, and it's not even close. And we really appreciate everybody for doing that. Make sure over on Apple Podcasts, of course, whatever podcast app you like, we are there as well. I just found out today that we're not on iHeartRadio or whatever, the app. But I talked to some people over there. We will be in the next 24 hours. So no need to worry there. So, but we got that squared away. But yes, on Apple Podcasts, that is the one that I know of that you can leave reviews. So if you would leave a nice 5-star written review, whatever you feel like putting in there, we will read it on the show and just let you know that we appreciate you, of course. So, Chris, you excited about these numbers, man?
I don't know about that. It's a tough week for me to figure out what's going on with some of these games. So yeah, we'll see how we do.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
I'm at least excited to talk about it.
Yeah, me too. Let's see. Last Dad 11 said head looks clean, Chris. Looks good. It's shiny. It's beautiful. Big, bald, and beautiful, man. That's what I'm talking about. Andres Morales said, yeah, head is looking solid. Hey, man, you got some fans on here. That's it. Who'd you pay to get guys coming in complimenting you?
Listen, just shoot me the Venmo address and I'll send you the money.
That's all I got is Birdie coming in talking shit about my shirt. What is
come
this?
Come on now. You put that shirt on.
I most certainly did. All right, so let's go ahead and talk a little World Series stuff, right? Now that it's over with, Dodgers win, first championship since '88, big time stuff. LeBron has to share Title Town for a little while. And that's okay because, I mean, it's been a long time. There are some Dodgers fans, man, that they have been waiting on this. And for people that said that this year wouldn't matter because of COVID, because of whatever, man, I got to tell you, the fireworks and everything that were going off in downtown Los Angeles last night, just in the middle of the street, people getting out of their cars and running around hugging people. Have you seen all the videos of this?
No.
Man, championships matter.
I haven't watched any of it, though, because I don't care, because I don't like the Dodgers.
You don't have to like the Dodgers. What I'm saying is this championship actually mattered. It mattered to a lot of people.
It should have mattered. Hang on. I never said it wouldn't matter. All right. It should have mattered to anybody who won it. Okay. I'm just really proud for all their homegrown talent. Okay. I know they gave the MVP to Kyle Seegers, who is a homegrown talent of theirs, but
you're upset about the Mookie thing still, right?
No, he was not the homegrown talent. The two best players on this team and the two best players in this series are bought and paid for mercenaries. And that's it. Mookie's been there for 5 minutes. He's the MVP. He's the best player. They didn't want to give it to him because that didn't look good. They wanted to give it to somebody who's part of the program. I get it. And then the other one is Justin Turner. All right. You find two mercenaries, you bring them in, you indoctrinate them, and then you win a World Series. That's what happened. And congratulations to them. I'm glad Kershaw finally got his ring. Maybe we can stop talking about it.
Yeah, well, that's definitely one thing. I mean, people, it turned into a LeBron versus Jordan thing, right? Where everybody discussed.
Look, he's such a good guy in baseball, and so everybody wants to see him get a title. Now he's got his title. Now we can move on.
Yes.
If you're a fan of that team, that's amazing. That's awesome. Winning a title with your team is incredible. I get it, and I'm happy for those folks, I guess. And it's all right. The storylines, and this is the same with my teams as well. Trust me, if you've been around us long enough throughout the years, these manufactured, made-up bullshit storylines, because sports writers are lazy and bad at their jobs, bother the hell out of me. There was a year where the Red Sox were about to win their third of what was four of World Series. Okay. It was the last one David Ortiz won, but it was the first one where they closed the series out in Boston. And so then they start going back to how long it's been since they've won a World Series in the city of Boston. Wait a minute. That's not how we check stuff. Like, this is a series that you play home and road games with, and like nobody's ever won a Super Bowl. Like, who cares? But it was some made up bullshit story, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. I get. I'm with you. I understand.
Anyway, I think the storylines are bogus. They're completely bogus, and they really pissed me off, and it turned me off a lot to this World Series. A lot of this has to do with one of them was a divisional foe, and the other one is a team that I just grew up hating. So,
totally fair. I was gonna tell you to be careful because Los Angeles is one of our biggest cities as far as the podcast downloads go. But
none of those people are Dodgers fans.
Maybe not.
A load of people that moved to LA a long time ago
that are still like SEC football fans, right?
God, yeah. Come on.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Gary.
You're probably right.
People that live in LA aren't LA fans. I mean, they all become Laker fans, and they're all going to be Dodgers fans this week. That's okay. That's fine.
Yeah. I mean, they're all going to the thrift store to get their Dodgers gear and whatnot. The stuff that people threw out years ago. You know how it goes. So I understand it. Let's talk about Justin Turner. So second inning, he gets notified, or they are notified, Major League Baseball, the Dodgers, whatever, are notified that he had a positive test. So they run through. They didn't get his second test back until like the eighth inning. He gets pulled from the game at some point, whatever, and they isolate him, right? So he's in quarantine. He's already been out there playing, but they have to isolate him. They have to quarantine him, whatever. And then the Dodgers end up winning, which we'll talk about this after. But he goes back out, and he is he's celebrating. He's enjoying himself. He is taking pictures with the team. This is just as much his championship as it is any of those other guys.
Oh, hell yes.
He played a massive part in this. And, props to him. I mean, I'm with you. So another controversial thing was he and his wife kissed on camera or whatever. And the question was like, so would you kiss your wife if you knew that you had COVID? Well, the issue is all those players, they all wanted him out there. And the reason was he's been with them the whole time in this bubble. So if he got it, They had to have gotten, like, there was no getting away from it. And it really didn't bother me that much. Like, were you at all upset by the idea that he was out there celebrating?
No, not at all. So I'm incredibly conflicted because I do take this stuff serious. I do. You and I have been very open about we wear our mask in public and we want to follow all the guidelines and we do take it serious. I will tell you a couple of things that I felt a lot about this Justin Turner situation. First things first, I've been in and out of locker rooms a lot growing up, and I'm going to tell you that these men could not be closer together on a regular basis unless they were inside one another. Okay. They spend so much time. He couldn't be closer to the people that he showers with and changes with and lives in this locker room lifestyle with unless one of them were inside of him or he was inside of them. That's it. All right. So this in the middle of the game pulling him is worthless. What you just said. It's all for show. It's all for the cameras. It's all for, we got to show, we can't let it get leaked out that we know he had a positive test and we let him stay out there. All right. So that's all for whatever it is. From Justin Turner's side of it, I think they had this positive test well in advance. I think they knew about it well before the game started. And if I'm Justin Turner, I would have absolutely hired a drifter to hold these people's families ransom because this is game 6 of the World Series and I am not missing it. I don't give a damn if everybody in this locker room dies tomorrow. This is my chance at a title and I am not missing this game. He waited until they got a lead and then he walked his ass out.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right about that.
That's what I would have. I can't speak for him. I'm going to tell you this. I would have been on the phone with teams of drifters holding people's families ransom to make sure I get to play in that game, to make sure that I get to take that field. All right. Yes. But I was not turned off by it. I was not. Would I kiss my wife? You live with her.
Exactly.
You're already around one another. Now, I wouldn't have the stones to bring her in here and ask her that question. I'm pretty sure I know the answer wouldn't be the same as mine, but we're different people. And that's okay.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Like I will say this. So my wife for Christmas last year had the flu. So Christmas, the day before Christmas Eve and Christmas Eve, we had like family gatherings, all that good stuff. We stayed away from her. She had to stay here. I had to take the kids by myself and go knock out all these family functions and whatnot. And then on Christmas Day, like she'd already had the flu for a little bit. She was still kind of sick, but she wasn't running fever, whatever. We were around her all morning. Like it just is what it is. Now, our whole thing was I'm trying not to give it to the rest of the family who is older and it might be worse for them, right? On the other hand, if it's just us, like I ain't worried about it. And I don't think that my wife is either. But
there's no way to escape the journey. You live with somebody.
Yeah.
Listen, I said this when the Rona hit. The key to happiness is a lot of square footage and 2 TiVos. I don't have enough square footage to escape it if somebody brings something in my house because we're here. This is where we live. This is where we are. I'm in every room in this house almost every day. There's no getting away from it.
No, you're right about that.
Where are you going to hide?
Birdie said, agreed, Chris. I don't think less of the league because you're right. They knew and let him play or Turner for celebrating. They are grown men. If they don't want him there, they should have told him. Yeah.
No, I think Justin Turner's okay. As much as I like to crap on the Dodgers and I wanted to poo-poo their title, no, I would have been furious. I would have been furious as a teammate if he was asked to leave the game. Like I'd have started a fight over that.
Oh, yeah.
But not letting him come out to celebrate too. No, it's not just as much of his. He's the best player on the team, not named Mookie Betts. Okay,
yeah,
I know Bellinger won the MVP last year, and I know that we gave Kyle Seegers the World Series MVP. Those 2 guys ain't the best 2 players on the team. They're not.
It's true. The commissioner's office said Wednesday it's starting a full investigation of the 35-year-old third baseman.
Oh, that's so good. I'm glad.
Which, what
Spend
investigation?
resources, time, and energy and money on something that happened last night that everybody already knows the answers to.
Yeah, everybody saw it. He was on the
there's
field.
There's no investigation need to be done.
It said, so Turner was pulled from the game following the 7th inning after Major League Baseball was notified he had tested positive for COVID-19. He was quarantined in a doctor's office off to the side. Dodgers president of baseball operations, Andrew Friedman, said Turner later returned to the field with a mask to celebrate the Dodgers title. He then took his mask down and posed for a team photo on the field. Here's what they said. Immediately upon receiving notice from the laboratory of a positive test, protocols were triggered, leading to the removal of Justin Turner from last night's game, MLB said in a statement Wednesday. Turner was placed into isolation for the safety of those around him. However, following the Dodgers' victory, it is clear that Turner chose to disregard the agreed-upon joint protocols and the instructions he was given regarding the safety and protection of others. While a desire to celebrate is understandable, Turner's decision to leave isolation and enter the field was wrong and put everyone he came in contact with at risk. When MLB security raised the matter of being on the field with Turner, he emphatically refused to comply. I
would have emphatically refused to comply as well, by the way.
I feel like we have all known long enough now, and if you haven't been paying attention, it's on you, right? But we understand viral load, right? Being around somebody just in passing, it is incredibly difficult to get.
Now,
I mean, it's almost impossible.
I don't think they were around each other in passing. Okay, I think he was all over that celebration. I watched him do it, and I'm okay with. I'm still okay with all of that. I would have if I've ever reached the level of greatness. Okay, I'm never going to be a player, but if I was the manager, if I was a coach of one of these teams, and somebody of Justin Turner's level had something like this, okay, I'm not talking about something that's going to kill me. We're talking about a disease that obviously Justin is fine. He sees no symptoms. The chances of me being exposed to other people or getting it and actually falling deathly ill. I mean, 94-year-old Bobby Bowden just came back with it. If Coach Bowden can come back from it, I'm just not afraid. I think our therapeutics are better today than they were 6 months ago. I think we know how to treat this thing. I would have kissed that man on the mouth. He just won me a ring, man.
Yeah, no,
that's gotta mean something. At some point in time, we all sacrificed a lot to get here.
Well, and along with the fact that he was already out there playing, he's already been all over that locker room. What else are you gonna do? I think they were perfectly fine with it, and of course, they all said afterwards. The players all said they were fine with it. Birdie jumped in. He said he's the Gary Seegers of the Dodgers. I mean, come on, man. Come on. And look, Chris is the one that's got the beard. It ain't me. It ain't me. Birdie said, laugh my ass off, pucker up, I'm coming in. Good Lord.
Man, I'm not afraid.
No, me either. Me either. So with that said, I don't know that this is much of a controversy. I think this is, it's just, you hate to see it.
I'll tell you this, it's going to be because we live in a world where COVID is such a massive, massive deal still.
Yeah, it's a polarizing issue.
All we do is look at COVID numbers, and we don't look at death numbers anymore. We don't even look at hospitalization numbers anymore. We throw out everything else because all the other numbers are looking good. And so we don't want to talk about that. We know that if it bleeds, it leads, and this is how we create news, and this is what we do in this world. And I'm not some right-wing crazy person that doesn't take this stuff seriously, but I don't like being manipulated. I just don't.
No, I mean, I'm with you 100%. 100%. I know exactly where you're coming from on it. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive into. Let's talk about the NFL. Are you ready to discuss some games?
Yep.
Let's do this thing. Let's get off of baseball. We're not going to talk about Benny Snell. We're not going to talk about any of that kind of mess. Not Benny Snell.
Blake Snell?
Yeah, Blake Snell. Sorry.
The pitcher?
I'm already thinking of football. So let's dive into Week 8 of the NFL. We're going to go through our preview first. Of course, we will have our picks at the end, our official picks, right? The ones that we've got money on. These are the ones that I've got money on, that Chris has money on. So we will discuss those at the end of this. But we're talking about the biggest and most interesting games of the week right now. Starting off with Thursday night, we got a divisional game between the Atlanta Falcons, who maybe could not be any worse, and the Carolina Panthers. And they are playing in Charlotte should be an interesting game. The last one was, certainly. I did not write down these lines because I wanted to pull them up on this because they were moving so fast.
This one should be 2.5.
2.5. So, 2.5 sitting across the way. Thoughts here? Carolina won the first one in Atlanta, and I kind of feel like this one's going to go the same way. I like Carolina minus 2.5 here.
I like Carolina minus 2.5. Atlanta is creating new ways to make math obsolete in football. I mean, they have on a regular basis have like 99.99999% winning probabilities and still cock those games up.
They've lost 3 games in which they had a 96% chance of winning in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah,
more than 96%. So
I was just about to say some of those are a lot better than that. The Panthers are. Somebody said Casey just said the Panthers are just a better coached. Yeah, 100%. They're just. I think they're a better football team. I really do.
Yeah, I think they are too. I mean, they're better coached. They got better players.
Right now, I would trust Teddy well over Matt Ryan. I just think. I think that team's playing better. I don't know if McCaffrey's going to be back or not. I've heard that there's a chance he comes back. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But I don't even know that they need him. They've played great without him. Mike Davis has been good, and I just think they're a more complete team. And I'm kind of surprised Atlanta is still showing up and competing as a team together. Usually by this point in time, you start seeing like Cowboys types of dysfunction going on. We're fighting in the locker room and people calling out folks in the media. I will tell you that I'm kind of surprised we're not getting that with how badly some of these games have gone for them.
The other side of this is, teams that get complacent, right? I don't think that they're necessarily playing for each other or anything like that. I think Atlanta's just trying to get through the season. I think they got a lot of mature guys that have been in this league for a while, but they're not childish enough to come out and blame anybody for it. It's just, okay, the coach is gone. Like, what are we going to do? Sit here and bitch about it?
Yeah.
At this point, it's like, let's just get the season done with. We're going to go out and play, and we'll see where the chips fall, and we'll go from there. So Birdie said, no concern with the defensive injuries for the Panthers. Only thing keeping me off of it. I lean Panthers as well. It's same here. Atlanta's had so many issues, and it doesn't matter with the defensive injuries when it comes to the Falcons. I don't know. I can't figure out why the Atlanta's this bad, but I kind of thought they were going to be bad before the season started. Thought they'd get 4 wins. Man, they're going to struggle to find 4 wins. They most certainly are. Let's move on. We'll move to Sunday, and this is the noon slate. Of course, Central Time Zone, God's Time Zone. Of course, the Colts traveling to Detroit. The Lions picked up Everson Griffin. Did you see that?
I did.
So they feel like they can make a playoff push, and I am all right with that. I think they might have a shot at this. Lions are catching 2.5 at home, and this thing is all over the board. This is part of the reason why I didn't write these lines down. You can get 3, you can get 2.5, you can get 1.5 at Bovada. 3, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. So I guess most of the books have 2.5 here. So we'll roll with that as the official line. We both like Carolina minus 2.5. As far as Detroit, they are plus 2.5 at home against the Colts. I kind of like them in this spot. The ticket count has got a lot of Colts love, 67% on the Colts. But I think I like the Lions in this spot. Am I crazy?
No, I think if you made me pick, I would take the Lions and the points. I don't like it. I don't like it enough to play it. And the only caveat that I have for this game is Frank Wright, 2 weeks to prepare. I don't know that he's been a head coach long enough for us to have good numbers on this, but I just trust really good coaches coming off bye weeks.
Well, how long has he been a head coach? Is it 3 years
2 years? This is probably his 3rd year.
This is Andrew Luck retired
his
before
first year there. That was last year. Holy crap. This is his 2nd year as a head coach.
So he got that first year with him because he took him to the playoffs. So with that said,
That's right. This is 3rd.
I can look this up and tell you
But I mean, so he's only had 2 bye weeks. So even if he's lost both of them or won both of them, it doesn't tell us anything.
Yeah, it's not like it's not a trend or anything like that.
No, it's not. So the numbers don't matter. But that's just one of those things where I trust really good coaching off of buys. Like I said, I don't know if it leans anything or not, but that's the only reason it's a stay away for me. Because originally I was kind of talking myself into the Lions as an actual pick, and I'm off of that.
They had let's see, they are 1-1-1 off buys the last 3 years.
Well, they can't be 1-1-1. Oh, that doesn't help because he hasn't been the coach for 3 years.
No, he has been the coach for 3 years. 2017 they made the playoffs with him. 2018 is when wait, is it 2018?
That's not Gary. That's not true. He was with the Eagles when they won their Super Bowl 3 years ago.
Huh. Let's see.
So that's just not real. Whatever you're looking at is not right.
All right, so if it's just the last 2 years.
I was in Las Vegas when they beat the Vikings.
Well, let's see. Coming off bye weeks the last 2 years, they are, let's see.
Worst case scenario, they're 1-1.
They're 1-1. So they beat Houston off a bye last year, and they beat Jacksonville off a bye the year before that, but they pushed the spread.
So they're 1-0-1. Okay.
So yeah, I mean they're 1-0-1 with him.
Okay.
So let's see. Yeah, no,
like I said, I just trust teams, good coaches coming off buys. That's all. I don't have any science behind it, I don't have any logic behind it, I don't have any numbers behind it. That's the reason it scared me off. I think this Lions team is better than people give them credit for, but I wouldn't put good money on Phillip Rivers right now at all.
That's where I'm coming from with this, right? Casey K jumped in, love the Colts in this spot. Damian said the Colts win, and Birdie said I'm with you on the Lions. If I put both teams on paper, I like the Lions offense over the Colts, and I believe the Lions are getting healthy on D, and they're underrated. That's kind of where I am. Like I think Matt Patricia has got this team believing a little bit. Like I don't know that they're going to make it to the playoffs. I don't know, but I do know that they play pretty well at home, and I don't have a whole lot of faith in Phillip Rivers. So
that's the thing. So
give me the Lions. You taking the same thing, huh?
Yeah, I'll take them if I have to.
All right, Vikings at the Packers, and this was just a bloodbath in Week 1. I mean, good gracious, that's when we kind of got an idea of, okay, well, it appears that we are going to have a good pissed off Aaron Rodgers this year, and at Green Bay coming off a not great looking performance, I guess you could say, against the Bucks, and then last week was whatever. They're favored by 6.5, 7. It's pretty even across the board. Wherever you want to do it, go shop over at sbrodds.com. We will set 7 as our official line here. I don't think it matters. Like I think the Packers are so much better. I think the Vikings have sold the farm. I think they are, packing it up, going home. I don't think they care about this game. Maybe I'm wrong. Jeremy Renninger jumps in. It'll be a slaughter this time around too. Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm looking at. Like that's what it reads to me. Is there any hope for the Vikings?
I don't think so. I don't. I mean, Kirk Cousins just is the quarterback that can duel Aaron Rodgers at all.
I don't know if it matters about Dalvin Cook. I just don't think it matters. Like Dalvin Cook is back at practice this week. I mean, maybe he makes some kind of. He didn't in Week 1. Like I don't know why would Casey jumps in. Vikings are tanking. Damian said Zimmerman's getting fired. I don't know if he's getting fired. That front office loves him, so I don't think that he's got any danger this season. But we will see. Do you see?
I don't know if he has any danger, but I would agree. I don't think he's getting fired, but at the same time,
now, you never
I don't know that.
I mean, if it goes bad enough, you never know.
They've been bad.
Damian jumped in. Matt Patricia sucks as a head coach. He hadn't really been dealt a fair hand as of yet. So let's hold off on that. I don't think he's as bad as you would think he is. We both roll in Green Bay.
Yep.
All right. Staying in the noon slot, which again, ton of noon games this week. Like we had gotten to a point where we were kind of splitting them up. Man,
well, just last week they split them up. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, just ridiculous. A ton of games. Your Patriots headed to Buffalo this week. Looks like the line for the most part is 3.5. Now you can find a 4 out there. You can find 4 at a couple of different spots. But Bills minus 3.5 here. The Bills haven't looked great by any stretch of the imagination. They got 2 butt whippings, and then they did not look good against the Jets. They didn't even score a touchdown. Is this the game where they kind of get it figured out? Have they just been saving up for this one?
I don't think they're saving up for anything. That's not Bill's way. I think he's trying. I know this. This is their only opportunity to make the playoffs. They got to win this game.
You talking about the Patriots or the Bills?
The Patriots.
Yeah, no, okay. Yeah.
They have to win this game. They have to compete for the division because they're not getting a wild card spot, even though they've added another one. They're too far back and they're not playing well enough. There's a world in which I don't see the Patriots winning this game, but I also wonder, is this the kitchen sink game? Is this the game Bill just throws everything he has, at a divisional opponent and says, we're not losing this? I don't know how we're going to win it, but we're not losing this. Offensively, they're bad. They're real bad. I mean, they're in the conversation with the Jets as just being offensively inept.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I wonder about the Bills as well, right? Because they just have not looked good the last few weeks, and I don't know what that necessarily means, if there's some chemistry
they've also
issues.
Played some really good opponents the last 2 weeks, Gary.
Well, yeah,
but they
played
good against the Jets, and I don't know what that's about.
That's
I can't
what I'm saying.
Explain that.
Like
all right.
I wonder if that was a letdown
before
spot.
That, they played 2 of the best teams in the league.
Yeah, I think you're right. Joseph Gomez jumped in, said, "Wait a minute, just checked in. Why are the guns out today? Who's packing lethal weapons?" Man, I'm just wearing a shirt. I swear to God.
Well, you're wearing kind of a shirt.
I'm wearing like half of a shirt. Like it's, I ain't got the nips out today. I'm hanging out. It is what it is. Damian said this is going to be a tie. Casey said the Patriots are the lock of the week because no one's going to bet them, including me. Joseph said, already seeing 4s. Is Cam starting this week?
So far, no. Bill Belichick has come out and said Cam is our best chance at winning.
And I think he's probably right. I
don't know. But here's the problem. The issue with the Patriots is not the quarterback so much. The quarterback's not great. They have no talent on that offensive side of the ball at all at the skill players. They got a shitload of running backs. They don't have a receiver that could catch a cold.
Yeah. We talked about that, on Monday's show in the recap. I mean, they are dreadfully inept at the skill positions, and there's no fixing that. When you're going up against a good defense, and the Bills, I believe, are still a good defense. Sean McVay McDermott will have something, set up for this. Jeremy Renninger, hard to lay points with the Bills when they couldn't put up a touchdown against the Jets. And
that's true. I'll tell you this. I do think the only way you can bet this game is if you take the Patriots. You either take the Patriots and the points or you don't play it at all.
I'm going to go the other way. I'm going Buffalo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Man, I think that takes balls.
I like Buffalo in this spot. The ticket count over at SBR is not crazy. It's 46% on New England, 54% on Buffalo.
Okay.
I mean,
but that's what they're supposed to do, is get 50-50.
Yeah, agreed. And that's what I'm saying is I don't think this is like a crazy one-sided, there's only one way you can bet it. I'm
telling you, the only logic that I can find is you play the Patriots, take the points, or you can't play it.
I'll tell you what I will be playing is I do like the under 42.5 here. I don't think either one of these teams could score.
No, my problem with that is the Patriots will take the ball away at least twice, and if they score on those, you're screwed.
You might be right. But even still, if that's all they score is,
but that's not going to be all they score, Gary. They're going to get in field goal range. They're going to,
all right. So kick 2 field goals, and then you got me 20 points here. I don't feel terrible about that. I could see a 20-17 game here.
But then you lose your other bet.
It is no. I'm not going to put. Well, maybe I am. Yeah, I'm going to put money on the Bills. I'm betting the Bills. I don't think the Patriots can score, and I don't know that the Patriots are going to be able to score off of defensive picks. I I mean, we'll see.
I know this. If the Patriots can run the football, they're going to win this game. If they can't, they're going to lose it, and they're going to lose it in dramatic fashion.
And see, that's the thing. Like, you're going up against this Bills defense, which is known for stopping the run. Now, the Chiefs were able to run it.
Are we sure?
I mean,
are we sure they're known for stopping the run?
You got a valid point there. You got a valid point. Damian jumps in, said Gary auditioning for the next Magic Mike movie. That's why he's showing all that skin. Casey said Cam is going to have 20-plus runs this week.
Yep, that would be my game plan.
Birdie agrees with you. He said, Can you give me one big game that Allen has played well in? I mean, he wasn't terrible in the playoff game last year.
Gary, you can't say that. That's just not true.
I know. Look, Josh Allen isn't great, but I feel a little bit better with him than I do with Cam Newton right now. Like, I was all over the Patriots last week, and that 49ers team with all those injuries, it just came in and completely demolished them. And I understand that it's a different week. It's a new season. It's a new da-da-da-da-da. I also know that the Bills have been waiting for this year for Tom Brady to be gone. I feel like they are going to be absolutely motivated in this spot. Give me the Bills.
Because they haven't been motivated the last couple of years.
No, they've been motivated, but the Patriots have been so much better than them. And I don't think the Patriots are better than them this year.
Okay.
So it is what it is. You are rolling Pats. I'm rolling Bills. And we will continue on. Go ahead and remind everybody, go over to sbrpicks.com/NCAAF. You can find the lines for these NFL games over there as well. Just click on odds up at the top of the page there. And make sure that you check out the YouTube page. We go live on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Saturdays. You guys will find the schedule. It's very easy to do. You can also find us over at winningcureseverything.com. Subscribe to the podcast, etc. Make sure you like this video. Like the video. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel. There you go. Raiders headed to your Cleveland Browns. The Browns are a 2.5-point favorite right now at the majority of spots. And I don't know why so many people love Vegas. I think the Browns are going to be able to run the football all over them. Am I correct? Like, maybe I'm nuts. I'm a little worried about this game. I think the Browns are good at beating up bad teams, and they struggle with good teams. I don't think the Raiders are a good team, but they're not a bad team either. No, they're not bad, but I also don't think that their run defense is all that good. I don't think it's all that much to write home about.
But it doesn't matter. We saw Joey Burrow and the Bengals go back and forth tit for tat with the Browns all day long. This is going to be who gets the ball last. And if you lose the coin flip, or you don't get the ball last, or you make a weird mistake, or you turn the ball over, which Baker's really good at doing, then yeah, you could get got pretty easily.
So you're gonna ride with the Raiders?
I'm not riding with the Raiders. I'm telling you why people think that could happen.
Okay. Well, which way are you going, and why?
I'm gonna take my Browns, Gary, but that doesn't mean it's the right way to go. Putting your faith in Baker is a fool man's game. I'm just telling you that.
But I don't have to put it in Baker in this game.
Yes, you do.
No.
Yes, you do. If you think Hunt is going to carry them, you're wrong.
Okay, then I will be wrong, but I don't think it's just Hunt. I think it's all those other guys that they got back there, and I think that the Browns defense is going to be just fine. I like Cleveland.
Hope so.
I like Cleveland in this
Look,
spot.
I hope so. I'm just telling you, Baker's been really good at being bad. And if you're putting your faith in my Brownies defense, which I love Miles, I love him, I do. The Bengals didn't punt last week.
Let's see. Birdie said, "I just worked."
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I know they didn't punt. I know, but that's Joe Burrow. I don't think Derek Carr is Joe Burrow.
Hang on, you don't think the Raiders' offense is better than the Bengals' offense?
I don't think. Okay, let's look at it this way. I think that the guy calling the shots, right, out on the field, I think that he is not as good as Joe Burrow.
Okay, 100% agree at the quarterback position. They're not the same. At every other level of the game offensively, the Raiders are better. At coaching and play calling, at offensive line, at skill players.
I am shocked.
At every other level, they're better than the Bengals.
I cannot believe that you were trying to talk me off of the Browns.
No, I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you, to make it sound like the Raiders are a bad team is
No,
just
they're
not real.
They're not a bad team. I just don't think they're a great team. Like
You don't have to be great to beat this shit Browns team. The Bengals didn't punt, Gary.
Yes, and the Brownies still won the game. Like, and it's true. You know I'm not lying. Like, that was a different week. It's just a different week. I feel good about
pulling those. Baker's not pulling those miracles out of his ass. He's going to cost us this game.
You are secretly not worrying. You are secretly hoping that Baker fails so you can get Case Keenum in there so you can go on a playoff run, right?
I don't want Baker to fail. I just know he's going to, Gary. I know he's going to. Like, that's the difference. Is I know this team. I know what they're going to do and what they're not going to do. That's the difference.
No, you have a very good point about that. You watch a lot more
Do I
Browns
want him
football
to
than I
fail?
do.
No, that's stupid to want him to fail. I want success for my team. He's never played great 2 games in a row. He's just true. He's just not consistent. Last week in that unbelievable performance, he made 2 passes that didn't go to his first read. He can't read a defense, Gary.
Well, I will tell you this. I think that he will be better served to not have OBJ out there.
That's stupid.
You can call me crazy.
That argument is dumb. I've heard too many people trying to sell that shit.
You're
not better with less talent. That's just not how football works.
Okay. Birdie jumped in on the chat. I just worry Josh Allen's going to turn the ball over, but because I have no play, I'm fully rooting for you. So there you go. Jared McCardle, you cannot compare the 49ers to the Bills. Garoppolo knows how to win. Casey K said, love the Raiders' money line. Browns are going to struggle without OBJ, said Damian. Casey said, Kareem Hunt is the truth, but it is a must-win for Vegas. Birdie said, you've got one team on a massive high off an emotional win against a team who got spanked with a pissed-off coach. I take the Raiders here just because of the spot. Jeremy said, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I trust Derek Carr with the football more than Baker. And
yeah.
Casey said, man.
That's a understatement of the year.
Casey said, man, the Browns would be nasty with Grant Delpit and Greedy back. And I agree about the OBJ thing. I feel like it's a lot of pressure on Baker. That's where I'm at. Like, his numbers when he targets OBJ are putrid. They are terrible.
That doesn't mean you're better without him.
I mean, we'll see. We get to see it this week. We saw it last week, you know. I mean, he got hurt early last week.
He got hurt on the first play of the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And why did he get hurt, whole game? Why did he get hurt?
Trying to make a tackle on an interception. No.
But that's OBJ's fault, though, right?
No, it's not.
That he grossly underthrew the ball?
Birdie said, agreed, he can only get to his first look. If that look is you, Kroos, he is looking for you. OBJ injury being way overreacted. And that's my thing. Like, I don't think that this team is necessarily worse without OBJ. But, Chris, I will gladly admit that I am wrong if, in fact, I am wrong. And we will get some more data this weekend, and we'll figure it out. But they won last week without him, so, you know, we'll see. Now, obviously, Bengals, Raiders, not the same thing. But either way, let's move on. This is a big game, if only because a lot of people are going to be watching to see what happens with Tua Tagovailoa, the new starting quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. I'm going to put our line for winning cures everything purposes at 3.5, because that is where it is. Most of the places you can get 4 at multiple spots, but the majority of them are sitting at 3.5 right now. 54% of the tickets are on the Rams. This is a noon Eastern time, 1 p.m. Eastern time kick, and the Rams have got to travel across country on a short week. You know, I like the Dolphins here. Like, I don't know what Tua is going to be, and it terrifies me. Like, this is Alex Smith level cringe, right? When Alex Smith took the field for the first time after however long, every drop back that he made, I felt like his leg was going to fall off, right? This is Tua's first game back since the hip injury. Like, first full game. He played, 3 plays last week?
No,
2 plays.
Last week was a bye. The week
before. The week before.
The week before, he played, a lot of the fourth quarter because they were up by 30.
Yeah, he had, 2 dropbacks, though. 3 dropbacks. He was 2 out of 3 or something like that, whatever it was.
But you can't say that he played 3 snaps. He threw the ball 3 times.
Yes,
that's different.
And he handed it
10 snaps.
I understand. He handed the ball off several times, right? The game was done. It was whatever. But now Tua is going to be the guy, and he's got to go up against Aaron Donald. And I don't know how much I trust this Dolphins offensive line. So that's a little bit frightening, right? I'm a little worried about that because obviously, you know, I'm a Tua fan. I am very curious about this because the Dolphins, I don't think they're quitting on this season because they swapped quarterbacks. I think they still got guys that want to win. I think Brian Flores has that locker room, and those guys play for that coach. I think they're going to be fired up for this spot. It's a bad spot for the Rams. I like the Dolphins plus the 3.5 here.
Yeah, give me the Rams. They're a better football team. They're just a better team.
It's funny. We talked so much about the Bears last week, and man, Rams did look good on Monday night. I mean, they stomped them. Hey, you know, we're going to get to the Bears here in just a minute. Biggest game of the noon slate is the Steelers and the Ravens. And have people just forgotten about Baltimore? I mean, nobody talks about them. What happened here? Like, they're 4-point favorites here, at 5 in some spots, 4, 4.5, 5. Let's see. No, I'm wrong. It was up at like 5, and now it's down to 4 and 3.5.
7.
Yeah, it's way, way down. 66% of the tickets on Pittsburgh. And look, I bet against Pittsburgh last week, but it's not like they looked great to me. They looked good in the first half, and then I saw what they really were in the second half, and if it wasn't for a missed field goal, they would have given up a 20-point lead and had to go into overtime. So
this team is 6-0, but they are still complete and utter frauds.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way.
There's no way on earth you can trust them going into a big game. You just can't. Big Ben turned it over how many times? 3?
3 interceptions. Yep. And that's enough to lose a ball game in most cases.
Yeah,
So,
the only reason that they didn't lose is because the Titans played so poorly in the first half.
It was a fun game. It was I mean, who called it, like, 2 heavyweight boxers? Like, somebody gets one round, the other one gets the other round, and then we'll just see what happens in the playoffs or whatever. But so we got a bunch of guys jumping in the comments here. Lamar Jackson's overrated. Steelers destroy them. That was Casey. Damien said Steelers going to the Super Bowl. Andres Morales said 6-0, but misflawed. Birdie, love the Ravens here, and you all know how much I like the Steelers with the Ravens of the play. Ryan Kennedy, Pitt in the points with the under. You know what? I will say this. A lot of these games between these two end up being field goal games. So the fact that it's, 3.5, 4, like, that kind of makes you wary. But why on earth was the line 7, right? Like, I think Vegas knows something. Like, I don't know. It's really weird. It's really weird. I mean, I don't want to bet against the Steelers again. I think this will be a field goal game. Give me the Steelers. Give me the Steelers plus 4. What are we going to set our line at? 4? Yeah, it's 4.
Four's good. 4's a good number.
Yeah, I'll set the Steelers at 4. So you taking the Ravens?
Yes. Taking Lamar. I think this offense is going to be really, really good. And I think this defense is going to make Ben look real bad. Real bad. This will be the best defense he's played all year.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Let's see, jumping back into all of these. Toby Lane, it was against the poor Bengals. Early or not, it has been terrible for them. This is talking about Browns, whatever. Browns 6-2 going into the bye week, said Ryan. Casey loved the Dolphins' money line. Tua worries me a little, but he had 2 weeks to prepare. Darren said Rams will win. Tua is too soon to be put in. Zamora said we're in here thinking of Colts minus 2.5, Raiders plus 3, Green Bay minus 7, Seahawks minus 3. Dropping in his lines. Steve Smith, I never would have guessed Gary had a tattoo. Yeah, I got multiple. I keep them hidden up, though. Rams D-line is going to be all over to us, said Jeremy Renninger. Let's see. Andres Morales, give me the Rams. Defensive line looks like the one that made the Super Bowl run a couple of years ago, going up against a rookie making his first NFL start. And Damien said Tua is going to be the next Alex Smith. Sad to say, but it's true. Damien just wants to shit all over both of our teams. Whoever we like, he is going to crap on them. I see it. Casey, Dolphins win the division if Tua doesn't get hurt. I mean, who knows? And then Damien said, damn you, Magic Mike. So, let's move into the afternoon slate. I want to talk about what happened on Monday Night Football. So, let's do Saints-Bears. And that line currently is sitting at Saints minus, I will say 4. So there's a 4.5 and a 3 out there, but typically everywhere else it is at 4. So the Bears catching 4 points at home. And did you hear what Brian Greasy said on Monday Night Football about what Nick Foles told him in one of their meetings?
About Nagy?
About Nagy calling plays and not understanding how much time he has back there. So first off, I want to ask, do you think Brian Greasy crossed any lines there?
Nope.
I feel like
that was a meeting that he had with somebody in the media that's about to call this game. I think he has a right to tell any story that happens in that meeting.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Unless you specifically say you cannot put this out there, this is off the record.
Yeah.
Then I think you absolutely have fair game to share that. I think you have an obligation to share that.
Yes, that is like important information. So, and I found it incredibly interesting because
I think that's a fireable offense for Nagy, by the way.
I think it is too. I think it doesn't matter if it's Trubisky or Foles back there if the wrong plays are being called. Yeah. Like if you're
a veteran quarterback who's seen defenses and knows what offensive play calling is like, who's worked under Frank Wright, who's worked under Andy Reid, who's worked under Doug Marrone, some of the best play callers in football, regardless of what you think of them as coaches, he knows what goes into calling what play, and I don't think Nagy does.
I don't think he does either. That it blows my mind. I mean, we thought so highly of him initially, but he was an offensive guy that came in there and they won with defense in his first season. I mean, it was all defense. It's kind of the same thing with Dan Quinn, right? He was supposed to be this defensive guru coming over from Seattle, and then they won with offense. And what does that say about your head coach if they're not winning with the thing that got them the job to begin with? Yeah. I mean, this is a bit of a problem. Birdie said, laugh my ass off. I think Gary is just taking the opposite side of me on purpose. Love the shirt, dude. Trying to kill me today. Ryan Kennedy, there's no easy pick. Casey K said, Nick Foles called out Nagy and the rigged NFL. Birdie said, totally agree, men. Nagy has won games off a great defense. His offensive have been hot garbage. Nagy is in way over his head. Yes, I don't think it is a problem with Foles. I don't think Foles is an issue. I think that we've got just terrible play calling. I don't understand what they're doing with Anthony Miller. Like, yeah, I understand that you and I might be a little bit biased because he played at Memphis, but this kid makes plays almost every time they target him. I mean, the one-handed grab that he made was unbelievable.
He shows that he's got the talent to be targeted a lot more than he is.
And he got targeted twice.
Yeah. No, I don't have the answer, man.
They're not getting the playmakers the ball.
No. Allen Robinson is a top 5 wide receiver in this league, and he's just not able to put up the numbers because they can't get him the ball.
It's ridiculous.
It sucks. It's a shame, and I don't know how to fix it. I just know that Nagy's not good.
Saints, do you feel like every game from here on is kind of a must-win? Like they have to have these games?
I mean, if they're trying to keep pace with the Bucs, yeah.
I feel the same way. I know this game's in Chicago, but I don't think it matters here. I think the Saints are a significantly better team. I mean, give me the Saints. I think they're just better rounded.
So I'm going to go opposite of you here.
Okay.
I'm going to take the Bears. I wonder if they're a team that just every other week they look really good and every other week they look like crap. Now they've still strung wins together, but some of these games they've won looking bad. Give me the Bears. I think there's a world in which Drew Brees might not be good. I mean, he is older, and I don't know that he's played a lot of good defenses lately. And I just wonder, can this Bears team rattle him? I'd also like a little more information on Michael Thomas. That would be something that I would like to know. What was it? Sunday night you were either over here?
Yeah.
Or Tuesday night?
Sunday.
It was last night.
Well, no, yeah, last night. Well, I was there both. But
last night. Well, yeah, but it was last night when we got the tweet that said a reporter asking, is Michael Thomas practicing? And the quote from the wide receivers coach said, he's not even practicing. He's out, man. He's not even on the field.
Was that Thomas or was that Rondale Moore?
That was Michael Thomas. Oh, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't, Gary.
But right. I know this. We saw a tweet where Michael Thomas, it appears, is on the trade block.
No, yeah, but that was it. That's my problem, is we were reading Michael Thomas tweets, and then it was a Rondale Moore tweet that I read that, and I got those two confused. You're 100% right. That was Michael Moore, Rondell Moore. I still don't know if Michael Thomas is going to play or not, though.
Oh, no, I'd seriously doubt he is. I mean, he's listed as questionable. Things are just not going well in that locker room for him.
What is Casey's deal with the rigged NFL? Come on, man. This shit ain't rigged.
I don't know. I have no idea. Jeremy Renninger said Allen Robinson top 5 is a bold statement. Ryan Kennedy.
I don't think that's bold at all. I think you put him in any other capable, competent offense, and his numbers go through the roof.
I know he's got a ton of talent. I know
the
that.
Dude has never had anybody not named Nick Foles or Blake Bortles or Mitch Trubisky be his quarterback. Okay.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. It's pretty insane. God, if I was a wide receiver, I'd be so irritated being in that room. Ryan Kennedy said Saints will win. Chicago's really bad. Alabama could beat them. Absolutely not, sir. Absolutely not. Bears are better than the Rams and the Saints, but the Saints will win this game. The Bears just got beat by the Rams. And got handled. So anyway, Nagy at this point will have to give up play calling at some point. As much as I like him as a head coach, that was Carlos. Nagy is a good coach, just doing what Vegas tells him to. Yeah. You might be right about that. If the Bears can't run the football, I just don't think they can throw on the Saints and win. Gary, we agree on one. I'm hitting it for 10 units. Casey said not all games, and Damian said Bears going to need a miracle this weekend without Robinson. I didn't realize Robinson was out.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Is that it? Well, you know what? I'm gonna trust Damian with it because I know he's a Bears fan, so he's gonna be all over that.
I'm not trusting Damian. He'd absolutely lie to us.
Damian will probably lie. You're right. The Saints have won their last 2 games by 3 points apiece. So the fact that this line is 4 kind of terrifies me. But I'll take the Saints. Give me the Saints. So you still taking Chicago here?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Chicago.
All right, sounds good to me. And then the last afternoon game, the 49ers at the Seahawks. Seahawks, you can find it all over the board. There's a 4 out there. There's 2.5s. There's 3s. We're going to set it at 3 for our official line, our picks or whatever. Here we go. He said Robinson out with concussion protocol. So
yeah, I was just reading that wide receiver. He's in the concussion protocol. That doesn't mean he's out.
Either way, I don't know that they can get him the ball anyway. So,
well, it matters of him being on the field, but he's in concussion protocol.
Okay. 49ers and the Seahawks. 49ers looked fantastic against New England. So, of course, the line here that opened at 7 in favor of Seattle is all the way down to 2.5 or 3. And everybody seems to be loving San Francisco. The issue here is even though that line is moving down, the tickets are split. It's 51-49 in favor of Seattle. So that kind of makes me a little wary. Which way, I don't even know which way I'm leaning here. Russ did not look good last week. It leads me to believe that Seattle is going to come back out and look like gangbusters this weekend. That's my initial thought process. But I could be steered one way or the other. Wait, do you got any strong lean here?
No, my first thought was the exact same thing. I feel like there's no way Russ has 2 bad weeks in a row. He's going to come out looking like gangbusters and just put up points in droves. But then again, I mean, the 49ers are playing better. I know that dudes are hurt, and this week is another laundry list of guys that are going to be out. They just seem to find a way to muster up a defense. Now, this offense is a hell of a lot harder to game plan for than the Patriots offense. So I like Seattle. If I got to make a pick, I'm making Seattle pick. I almost made them one of my gambling picks, but
I thought the same thing. I'm rolling Seattle -3 here. But I don't feel great about it, but
no, I
don't have to. So
this division is weird, and I think these teams are going to beat up on one another.
Yes, they are. Hey, it's a little crazy. It is possible, mathematically, it is possible for all 4 teams to get into the playoffs this year.
That they would need the Saints to fall off a cliff.
Yes, they would. I don't think
the only way they don't is if the Saints and the Bucks, one of those teams, fall off a cliff.
Yep.
But there's nobody else in the East or in the North that are going to make it. I mean, I guess the Bears technically are still pretty much alive. I mean, they've got 2 losses, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're 5-2. They got a shot.
Yeah,
but
no, they're still really good. And with 3 playoff teams, these other teams are gonna beat each other up. So
this is gonna be a lot of fun to watch going down
Yep.
the way. Sunday Night Football is Dallas and Philadelphia, and we got a line. You see it?
nope, it just popped up.
Just popped up. Pinnacle 7.5 in favor of the Eagles, with a total of 43.5. Now we got no idea what's going to happen with that Cowboys quarterback situation, but I mean, this is going to be such a disaster. Like, I cannot believe that Sunday Night Football is rolling with this. And you and I have talked about this before, about flexing the schedule, all that kind of stuff. But, man, this is about as bad a game as you can get. And maybe it's going to be such a car wreck that a lot of people will tune in to watch just to see which one of these teams ends up losing. I think the Eagles...
Whores to ratings. They're just all whores.
Pretty much. I mean, they gotta make that cheddar, I guess. Whatever.
They're already making the cheddar.
No, you're right about that. I like the Eagles here. This Cowboys team is so done. They are.
I hate betting on the Eagles. God, it makes me want to throw up.
Same here, but Eagles. My goodness, I mean
I'm not betting on a third-string quarterback for the Cowboys.
Well, no, and then they just cut Dontari Poe and God, who was the other guy? I mean, they're like just getting rid of guys. They traded away Everson Griffin. You know, they're done. This season is a wash. Game over. Adios, muchachos. Casey K said, I like the Eagles to cover. Ryan Kennedy said Dallas would lose to themselves. I mean, I think that's probably right. Damian said Monday night is going to be the worst. Yeah, we want to skip the Cowboys. Is there anything else to talk about with them?
Nope.
I mean,
why is Monday night going to be the worst? You think Monday night's going to be worse than that shit show?
Well, I think the Bucs are going to absolutely destroy the Giants.
That's a big Monday night football number.
Yes, it is. 10.5, 11. I mean, well, what do you want to set this at? 10.5?
Well, 10.5. You and I have talked about our feelings on what's going on with Bovada's numbers being so much different than everybody else's.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's Bookmaker that has the 11. Okay, I thought it's right next to the Bovada on the.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, Just Bet has got 11 as well.
I would still do 10. I don't see that.
We'll do 10.5. We'll do 10.5.
I think 10.5 is good.
Yeah. So I think that'll be fine. So yeah, I don't think the number matters. Like I think Tom Brady going up to New York. I think he hates the Giants anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew you'd know where that was coming from. Yeah, I think this is a complete and total blowout. Like just a disaster. It opened 9.5. 58% of the tickets on Tampa Bay. I don't know that the number can get high enough. Like I don't know that the Giants will be able to score on this defense, and I think Brady is going to have himself a day.
Yep.
Same thoughts?
Yep. I think this offense is going to look amazing. Are we getting Antonio Brown?
I don't know if he's coming in this week.
I mean, he's got a contract. Why the hell isn't he there?
Let's see. Antonio Brown, Bucks. We will see. Signed. Bucks might be screwing up a promising season by. Let's see. He's working out. Yeah. I mean, sure. Yeah, he might be playing. I don't know that he does a lot, but yeah. I mean, he'll be playing.
Anyway,
I don't think they need him.
Well, no, they don't need him to beat the Giants, especially. But they're gonna let him run out there, probably let him get his feet wet, dip a toe in the sand, and maybe make a little noise.
Yeah, I think that's what they're planning on doing with him. This is a good spot to bring him in. Bring him in against the Giants. I mean, they got issues anyway in the secondary, so why not? Like, go have yourself a day. Let's see. Joseph Gomez said Godwin's out, AB in, so why not? Prop bet on my book right now is Des Bryant and AB both to record a reception this season. But yeah, if you got that early, I mean that's a shot.
I don't know that Des Bryant got signed to the practice squad.
Yeah. Birdie said
I don't know that he's making it.
Hey, Birdie said I'm on the Giants here. Lots of stuff for the Bucs this week. Saints on deck. Week 9, AB playing week 9 like the Giants. Plus 11, the Bucs will not be worrying about beating the Giants.
That's fine. Tom Brady has taken over the captain of this ship. He has relinquished Bruce and Byron of their duties. He is the captain now, and I think they're going to be just fine. They, with Tom Brady leading them, are not going to be looking ahead. No. That's not what he does.
You got that right. He wants to take this out.
He doesn't know that there's another day after Monday.
No, Monday with all the pain that the Giants have caused him, It doesn't matter who's playing quarterback. It doesn't matter who the coach is. It doesn't matter who the GM is. None of that. He is going to take it out on them, and I am looking forward to it. Ryan Kennedy said Antonio Brown might be kicked off the team by Monday.
No, he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine.
Damian said DJ better not fall this week, just saying. Birdie said they just did against the Bears. Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, that Tampa Bay game against the Bears, look, it is what it is.
I think after that game is when Tom Brady took over captain of that ship. That's what I'm saying. I think he said, no, I'm calling plays here.
He said, we are done with this.
This is my house. And all of a sudden now Gronk started getting, what happened after that 2 weeks later? Gronk is all super involved in the offense. The offense looks completely different than it has. Now they're running plays that Tom been running for 20 years in New England that they weren't running the first 6 games of the season.
This is true. All right. So that is all for our preview. Let's run through our official picks for the NFL Week 8. Week 8 of the NFL season, whatever it is. I don't even know how to talk anymore. We've been going so long, I'm just whatever. Let's go ahead and I'll give out my first one here, and then we'll go not snake style. What is it, like back and forth, catty corner?
Sure.
What do you call it? I'll go first. Titans at the Bengals. I'm taking the Bengals.
We'll take turns. Gary.
Take turns. That's it. Son of a. I swear to God, I can't even think straight today. Titans at the Bengals. I'm taking Joey Burrow +6. Joey is a covering machine. I think the Titans have been through just a ridiculous slate of games here recently. They will probably get the win, but they also tend to play teams like this fairly close. They play down to the level of competition. They came off a massive game against the Steelers. Took their first loss. I don't look for them to bounce back and say, oh, we got beat, we got to go take it out on somebody. That's not what they do in the NFL. This is okay, we just got to get through this week one way or another. I think the Bengals can keep this relatively close and keep it within that 6. So give me the Bengals.
Love the Bengals. Joey covers, is going to go 7-0 when this thing is all said and done. I guess 8-0, right? He's 7-0 now.
Yeah.
I like the over in this game because I don't think the Bengals will stop them one time. Talking about a team that's not punting, Titans ain't punting this week.
Yeah, you're
okay?
right. You might be
Bengals
right.
defense is completely putrid. They're garbage. I would love to have A.J. Brown and Derrick Henry on a fantasy league this week. I would go all in on those guys. And then also, I think this Titans defense is pretty bad. They haven't really impressed anybody. And I think Joey covers. Joey Big Balls is going to make some plays. And I don't know that they can win the game, but I definitely think this is going to be a field goal game.
All right, so you so is that 2 official plays or just 1?
No, just 1. I don't play any over under, so I just do the picks.
I'm with you on the over, by the way. The lowest you can find right now is 53.5. It's come down from 55.
I was about to say it opened at 55.
Yeah. So it went down. And
I liked it over 55.
Yeah, I think me too. I think this looks like 2 teams that might be in the 30s. So, game number 2 for me, Vikings at the Packers. I'm taking the Packers -6.5. Already played it. I already played all these, but yeah, I don't see any way that the Vikings stop the Packers. I think the Packers look at this as a get right game, get everything rolling again. Adams is back in the fold, and he looked fantastic last week. I think they are going to murder the Vikings.
We should have talked before the show.
We got the same picks.
Yeah, I'm taking the Packers as well. I don't think there's any world on earth where I'm going to put one more nickel on Kirk Cousins.
I can understand that. Here, how about this? You go ahead and take game number 3, and we'll see if we got.
All right,
we got.
Give me Teddy Two Gloves against the team that is changing math in the NFL, the Falcons. They can't beat anybody at all. And this Panthers team, we're rolling along, looking pretty good. Fell off the cliff just a little bit, played the Saints, fought them hard, played good, got the cover. And yeah, I like them to get back on the winning train this week. Lay the 2.5.
I can understand it. That is one that I do not have.
All right. There we go. That's all we needed.
Patriots at the Bills. I'm taking Josh Allen. I'm rolling with it. I know it stinks. The whole thing smells, but I'm going to hold my nose, and I'm going to take the Bills -3.5. I think that they have geared up for this game. They've been waiting for Tom Brady to leave New England. I think Sean McDermott has got this team. He will have them headed in the right direction this week. I think that Jets game might have been a little bit to do with the fact that they've got the Patriots coming up. They knew that they could roll over and beat the Jets. They didn't even have to score a touchdown, and they beat them by more than a touchdown. So I think in this spot, they come out and they understand that the Patriots are looking pretty bad right now, and I think that they look to continue to make them look bad. I will take the Bills -3.5 here.
All right. Give me the Ravens. I can't shit on the Steelers all year and then not bet against them when they finally play a good team. There is a definitive answer. The Ravens are a good team. They're a very, very good team. All these people talking all this trash about Lamar being overrated, complete bullshit. Lamar is one of the best quarterbacks in the game, and he's going to show it. And when Big Ben turns the ball over, they will score on every one of those extra possessions that the Steelers give them.
You taking 3.5?
Yep.
Got it. All right. Game 4 for me. Rams at the Dolphins. Short week for the Rams. The Rams looked fantastic against the Bears, and I'm with you. This line doesn't make any sense. The Rams should be favored by way more. All that good stuff. It's Tua's first game, et cetera, et cetera. I got you. I think this team fights a whole lot for Brian Flores. I think they love their coach. I think they love their teammates. I think they will play for Tua the same way that they played for Fitzpatrick. I think they've got some pretty good weapons that we maybe didn't think were pretty good weapons. The offensive line scares me just a touch, but I think short week, played on Monday Night Football, and now they got to go play a 1 p.m. Eastern time game on the East Coast in Miami. I think that is a scheduling mishap, and I think that the Dolphins will take advantage of it. Give me the Dolphins +4 here.
My last pick, I'm going with the Golden Boy. Tom Brady going up to New York. He's finally going to get one over the Giants, and he's going to take it out of them pretty good.
What line you got? 10.5?
10.5.
10.5. All right. Bucks -10.5 at the Giants. All right, last one for me. Game that we have not talked about yet. The Los Angeles Chargers got a massive, massive win last week. Their first win for Justin Herbert. He finally got to smell and taste the sweet taste of victory. And this week, I think he loses. I think he goes to Denver, and Denver finds a way to get a win. They have had a lot of success over the Chargers here recently. I think Drew Lock and that bunch get all of the things rolling together this week, and they get that Chiefs taste out of their mouth. And they get a good win over a Chargers team, whatever. But I like the Broncos in this spot. I think people are writing them off a little bit too soon. Give me Denver +3.5. And I think I can actually find them. 3.5 is the best number I'll be able to get. So I can get that over at Heritage and a couple of the spots. So yeah, I'm taking the Broncos here. I like Vic Fangio. So
all right.
I think that's gonna wrap it up. Is there anything else that we need to hit today?
No, man, that's it.
All right, you guys know what to do. Go to winningcureseverything.com. Make sure you are subscribed everywhere that you need to be subscribed. We will have a podcast out tomorrow at some point with our college football guide for the weekend, podcast exclusive. So make sure that you are subscribed to the podcast. It will not be on YouTube. It will not be on Facebook, etc. So make sure you're subscribed and that you have left a nice 5-star written review over there. We would certainly appreciate it. Highest podcast downloads we have ever had this month. So we appreciate that. You guys are incredible. The support is overwhelming, and we just want you to know that we thank you for it. So with that said, go over to sportsbookreview.com and go over to the SBR Picks YouTube page. We'll be live on Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern time for our closing line show. We also have our Tuesday night pick show / flagship show where we break down the biggest games of the weekend, and we do our Monday opening line show over there. So go and subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube page and check out sbrpicks.com/NCAAF. With nothing else being on the docket, we are going to get out of your hair. We appreciate everybody that stuck around for the entire show. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much for everything that you do for us. We wouldn't be what we're doing without you. Full show. So with that said, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and we'll see you again on Friday. Thanks for checking out Winning Cures Everything. If you want to keep up with us, hit subscribe on YouTube or your favorite podcast app. Visit the website at winningcureseverything.com, or you can like us on Facebook or follow us at Winning Cures, at Gary WCE, or at Chris B. Giannini on Twitter. Share out the show, leave a nice review, and make sure to comment